Hi makers, welcome to another episode of PhDyer. I have been working on my Pierre shawl pretty monogamously through like the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days while I spent some time at my mom and dad's house. But then last night I decided when I got home that I would pick up another project just because I really wanted to show off the chunky base that I have, the new one, the 100% superwash merino chunky / bulky base. So I came across this pattern by Vicky Howell. I don't know if you know who she is. You should probably. She's a really big knitter and a really big sort of like knitting superstar, but she crochets too in the community, and she runs Yarn Yay. It's like a subscription box and does like a ton of other things with blogs and vlogs and programs and things like that. But if you haven't checked her out, go on yarnyay.com. You'll find a lot about her. So yeah, I started her pattern, the lovey-dovey heart cowl. It's got these little like heart stitches that you make, and you basically knit this flat, and then it's going to be seamed up, and it makes like this little ponchette around your neck, which is super cute. You can make it with fringe or without fringe. I think I'm definitely going to go with the fringe. I think that's adorable. And I thought it was great to show off like the one last kind of color that I haven't shown off, which is the rose gold colorway. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now, I've sort of had a little bit of trouble, I think, with the hearts, but I haven't decided if I'm going to rip it back out again. I looked at, she has some video tutorials, Vicky Howell, and I went on there and looked at the heart stitch, and so I'm doing the heart stitch correctly, but then in the middle of the heart stitch it says to knit 3, and then there's like 4 more rows you go through before you do another heart, and so the hearts are really spaced out, which I'm surprised, because when you look at the picture it almost looks like they're right on top of one another, but it's still really beautiful. And see these like V's right here? They're the little hearts. Kind of hard to see on variegated yarn, but it still makes an absolutely beautiful pattern, even on variegated. But she used, I know it was black and white when I showed you, she used a solid pink and a solid white. Here I've used the rose gold and I've used vintage love letters. It's like a white with ivories in it, like parchment. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I think it's coming out beautiful. It's funny, you can see like a dark heart right here because rose gold has like those spots in it where it has like the deep mauve. So that's where that came up. But it's turning out really nice. Like I said, it's knit flat, so this panel is going to get a lot longer, and then it's going to be seamed up to go around the neck. Speaking of around the neck, I guess you've noticed I'm finally wearing my Pierre shawl. It's gigantic, and I finally got to block it, which has, well, honestly, it wasn't that difficult because I thought I was going to have to pin the whole thing and kind of go around and do all that for like probably what would have taken an hour or 2 to get it just right. But it was so large, like the wingspan, I didn't even have enough room. I had to put towels on either end. And I basically noticed that the mohair really kind of lets you spread things out. So I basically just spread everything out and opened up these lace panels as best I could and just laid it out, and then I pinned the point. So like this point, so it would make a nice, you know, V shape on either end. And I did that on the wings as well. But it came out really beautiful, and I'm so happy with it. It's so warm and comfy. It's like a really cozy, nice shawl. So I'm really happy with it. I would make another one of these, to be honest. I mean, I know by the end of it, like, I was super over it. Like, I wanted it to end. You know, sometimes you just get into a really large project and you get over it. And I feel like I was like that with the birds of a feather, too, because it was just such a large shawl. But honestly, like, when I finished it and during, like, it was just wonderful to knit on. So, this is by Life is Cozy. She does have a brand new pattern out that's like really similar to the shape of this shawl, like with a wingspan sort of. And I think it has like little baubles down the rows. So it might be like mostly garter and then with those baubles that kind of make the V. So I'll have to check that one out. Maybe I'll want to knit another one of hers. But it was really straightforward and just a lot of fun to do. Even the lace panels, like you really get into a groove in making these little lace loops. So I'm really liking it. It's really gigantic. See how it kind of drapes? But I love this. I mean, I love that it's huge, and you can wrap yourself up in it if you want, or you can leave it around your neck like this. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it, and I'm so glad I finally get to be wearing it. Sorry, my hair has so much static. It's like sticking to the back of me. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'll show you some of my Pierre shawl. Sorry, my cat is after these needles for some reason. Yeah, he keeps trying to eat them. So I am in the middle of a row. I apologize. But I put this down to start working on that the little heart shawl or cowl last night. But this is still gorgeous. You can see what it looks like. So I finished a seed stitch row or rows, this whole section. There was like a garter stripe section. I think you guys already saw the garter stripe section. So yeah, I finished the seed stitch section. There was like a yarn over or knit two together section that makes like this eyelet. And now I'm into like the twisted rib section. So basically I'll be doing a ton of twisted rib for a pretty long time with this Country Cottage colorway. But it's turning out really beautifully. I'm really enjoying it. I love twisted rib, so I'm really loving that that was incorporated. It's pretty cool because I didn't know that the opposite, like if you're knitting twisted rib on the other side, it would be purl through the back loop instead of knit through the back loop. And I never had really thought about it. Obviously that makes sense, but when I did twisted rib, it was in socks and it was knitted around and you were always on the right side. So yeah, I never really thought about it. But the purling through the back loop is really not that bad. You start to get a flow with it after you do it a couple times. So yeah, those are my main projects. I made a few rounds on my sheer V sweater on the sleeve. I should only have about 8 grams or so left to use on that sleeve if I want to. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole 8 grams. I have to see where it's going to lay on my arm before deciding. But I did like weigh the cake before starting the sleeves because it says to use exactly half of what you have left. So I was going to try to use as much of the yarn as I possibly can. So I think it was like a lot of yarn. I think it was like 48 grams per sleeve or something like that. So yeah, I have like 8 grams left that I can use. And that's a lot. I didn't expect a sleeve to use so much, you know? But it is a long sleeve, so I guess that's what would be. So yeah, I'm still working on the sleeve. I get a little, you know, tired of the sleeve sometimes, and I put it down and pick up one of these instead. I have not picked back up my Half Moon tee or any of that yet. It's still on the needles and still waiting. I know when I left off on those, it was like a bunch of garter all the way down, so maybe that'll be a nice project to kind of get going when I just kind of want a garter stitch all the way down. But I find when I have all these new colorways and when things are very busy, I do have to focus on knitting up the colors to kind of show them, so I get kind of stuck putting some projects down for later, which becomes a pain because it ties up needles, but it's fine. I mean, I'll go back to them. I always end up picking them up again, and then I'll finish them eventually. It just takes a little bit of time after some of these have to be knit up, so. Yeah, and then I pick projects like the Pierre shawl that will meld those 4 colors together so that I don't have to knit 4 separate things. I can kind of show all the colors gradually as I get into the shawl. And then Vicky Howell's cowl, that's a mouthful, that's really quick. It's a chunky knit, it's a small ponchette cowl thing that goes on your neck. It's going to be really quick, so I'm happy I chose like a smaller project for that one. I did put up kits for the Pierre shawl. I had a few of customers and a few people on Instagram asking if I had some kits. So, excuse me. So I went on and I actually did some color pairing and put together some really nice combinations for the Pierre shawl. And I'll probably do the same for the heart-shaped lovey-dovey cowl, or maybe I'll just do them in rose gold and vintage love letters. I don't know, maybe for somebody that doesn't like pink, I'll do the country cottage with the vintage love letters as well, because that'll be like a blue and white. That might be pretty. The vineyard with the white, that might be pretty. So purple and white for Valentine's Day. So yeah. We'll have to see. I do have a solid pink called Virtue. I could make kits that have the solid pink in them in case people want the solid tonal like Vicky did. So we'll see. I did want to show you, I've started to pick up my reading again. So I'm reading a book called My Way to You by Catherine Bybee. It's a really good book that I feel like is turning into a love story. It's about a family. Their parents are deceased, and so the older daughter has to take care of the 2 younger siblings. And it's all about their lives and their journey through hardships with forest fires that occur in California. And it seems like right where I'm about, love interest has kind of come into play without telling you too much for the older daughter. So it's about like her struggles as taking on the role of like almost a mother and a caregiver, and about her responsibility for the home, their family home, and where they still live, and about these fires, and she's trying to do what she can to keep up with the home during fires, after the fires, and as preventative for the next fire, because it's apparently something that they struggle with a lot where she lives in California. So yeah, I'm really loving the book. I think it's exciting. It's really suspenseful, and I think the best thing I've discovered is that this Kindle will read to me, which I did not know. So I got this last year. I don't know what edition Kindle it is. I don't know if it will tell me somewhere. Let's see. I was never a fan of like the actual screen. I always liked the look of an actual book, but you can turn the backlight off on this one. Right now I have it on because I was like reading in the dark. So I've actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Yeah, I'm not sure what Kindle this is. So it's not the most recent Kindle, it's the Kindle before that. It came out last year. I got the slate blue color. And basically I thought it didn't have a function to read to you, because my old Kindle from a long time ago used to have a button and you could bring up a menu and it would bring on like this electronic voice that's probably awful, but I really loved it because it would read to me. And it would read any book you had on your Kindle and it would read to you. This is a little different because I bought Kindle Unlimited and I actually bought an Audible book. And so apparently, even though this doesn't have, I don't think it has somewhere for headphones. I guess you could plug headphones into it if you have this particular USB type headphone. But you can actually use Bluetooth headphones and it will read your Audible book to you. So it won't read any book, it has to be Audible. And then there's like this little headphone that comes up in the right hand bottom corner and it tells you it'll download the voice. And it actually read to me, so I could knit and like listen to my book last night. I stayed up till like 4:30 knitting and reading. But before I purchased Kindle Unlimited, I didn't know that it would read to you. I just so happened to have wanted it to read to me. And basically I was like having the phone read to me, so my smartphone had the Kindle app. And I was using that to read my Audible book, because that will read to you, and it'll read out loud. And then I just so happened to open that Audible book when I thought I'll actually read it instead of listening to it. And that little headphone thing came up, and I was so excited to learn that I could use headphones and listen to it. So it was really nice to, it was like the most cathartic thing I've done in the longest time, was to just sit and be able to listen to the story while I knit. So I was really enjoying it. So yeah, I spent about 2 weeks at my mom's. Now that we live close, John kind of just went to work every day, and he'd come over for dinner afterwards because he only works like 15 minutes away. We kind of live, his work is like a midpoint between my parents and my new home. So he'd come over and we'd all have dinner together, and then I would stay there like an extra night. And so I stayed like 2 weeks. I stayed for my dad's birthday, and I just stayed to get some knitting done and just spend some time with my family, and we had a really nice time. We spent a lot of time watching Hallmark movies, EastEnders, and just planning out some of the quilting we wanted to do, knitting we wanted to do. My mom actually got some quilting done, which was pretty cool. I still have not gotten to pick up the strips that I cut all that time ago on here. I will eventually. They're still cut and they're ready to go, and they're in there. It's not something I forgot about. I still plan on doing it, or wanting to do it anyway when I find the time. So yeah, I did some things for the business. I posted some things, put together those kits, and kind of advertised, did some planning. And so it really was like a nice time to kind of unwind, because January is so slow. I only have like a few tiny orders here and there. So I just took the time to knit and to kind of advertise and update the website and kind of get everything in a row for when things pick back up. So yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. Oh, we have a new patron. Her name is Jan. Jan, if you are watching this, if you see this, send me a DM on Instagram if you have an Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, let me know, because one of your perks is to be added to my close friends list on Instagram. And I wasn't sure if you got my message on Patreon about doing that. And I tried to look you up on Instagram, but I'm not quite sure which account is yours. So please send me a message and let me know, because I'll add you to my close friends list. I've been a little slow on Instagram recently. I haven't posted too much. I tried to really be present for my dad's birthday and to just take some time to be with family a little bit. But things are picking back up, and yeah, it should be on there quite a bit now. You know, sometimes just constant filming and constant taking pictures gets a little a little more about the filming than it does about being there sometimes. So sometimes it's kind of hard to film literally everything. But I try my best for the vlog. So I did get some things for my dad's birthday on there. Some of our knitting time and some time with my mom. So I'll put all that on here so you can see everything. So yeah, I think that's all I have. I'm gonna get some cleaning done today. I'm finally back home, so I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning this afternoon, and then I think I might try to make dinner for John. He's gonna be home around 5. So yeah. Oh, one more thing before I go. Update on the raccoon in my attic. I don't know if you guys know or if I told you, but there was a raccoon in my attic. They set traps a little while ago, and supposedly like there was a vent that was broken into on the other side of the roof, one of the attic vents, and the screen was like pushed. So my dad nailed in another more industrial type screen, and we haven't heard anything up there. So I'm wondering if, because when they went up there to seal everything up, there was no animal up there. And we hadn't heard it for a few days, but the exterminator said they come and go. So there was no animal out there. They sealed everything up, but still put a trap just in case it was getting in somewhere else. And we still haven't heard anything. So I'm thinking maybe they actually blocked it out by sealing up that hole. That was probably where it was getting in. And they closed his little door up there. So the chewing noises were pretty severe. It was like right above my head in my bedroom, so I was freaking out. So yeah, I think the raccoon is gone. Welcome to home ownership. It's crazy. Not even a few months in here, and there's a raccoon in the attic. It's crazy. Could have been worse, so I'll take the raccoon. That's fine. But yeah, raccoon might be gone. We're hoping. So yeah, have a wonderful week and a great day, and I will see you for a making update in a few days. Hopefully I'll have this cowl somewhat finished and maybe some more sections of the Pierre shawl done this weekend. So yeah, see you on Instagram. Bye!
Happy birthday to you.
And the cat's still down
Happy
there.
birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
Do you notice what color they are?
I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
John got him
You're a ball buster.
I know, John got him a pink balloon.
Oh, get a picture with
Happy birthday to you.
She's probably gonna lick the cream.
Put her face in it.
Yeah, give her some. She likes the cream. Oh, you dirtied her face.
She's like,
Oh, she's very upset. Coda, what is it?
It's your happiness on my face.
decorated it.
Ooh, look at that.
So sweet.
Happy birthday, Pop by Coda. What's that last part say?
You take the
Best
bystander and then
thing on the planet. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Go ahead, give it to
Go ahead, give it to Pop.
Thank you.
all right, take a picture.
I need to ruin the wrapping paper.
Oh no, go ahead. It's tissue paper. I used what I had. This is how you get creative. You'll just love it.
It's colonoscopy.
I bet he will.
Oh, his little wrapping. Yeah.
These wraps pretty damn good. Wow, a hand warmer.
It's a great
It's that hand
gift.
warmer that she was telling me
You
about.
know the one told
I
me?
see.
Oh, for you to do it all
Rechargeable
day.
hand warmer.
You gotta take it out and feel it.
I'll have this on me all day long.
All the
I love
time,
it.
yeah.
Just stick it in my pocket. Give me a hug.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Stole toes. I love
No,
it.
my hands don't have to be
Picture,
cold.
did you hold it up?
We came out for some brunch. We are at Isabella's Cafe in Ventnor. What are you ordering, John? You don't know? Is your coffee good?
It's fantastic.
How do you feel about these waffles?
I'm excited. It's been a long time.
What kind of waffles are they?
Banana foster.
Ooh, scrapple.
Yep.
And I got eggs. I'm boring. They look delicious. Oh, and I got some avocado. I'm going to block my Viter shawl and finally get it all pinned up and ready to go. So here it is. Looking good. We're just gonna get this going. Okay, so it's so large it actually doesn't fit on the blocking cubes, but what is that craziness over there? What is that? It's just weird. So I'm not aggressively blocking it. I didn't put pins everywhere just because I don't actually want it to grow out. I wanted like this to get longer like this way. So I just kind of spread it out really good. I had to put a towel over there and just evened it out. I opened up the lace work a little bit. And then I pinned to keep the seams straight and to keep this into a point. and to kind of keep the wings going like wings, yeah. So that's as good as it's gonna get with how large it is and how crazy and the space we have. I do feel like this is a little wavy. That might be a problem. But see, it's off of the blocking cube, so it's like kind of making it weird. I hope it's gonna be okay. It's just gigantic. But yeah, it's all done, and now we're just gonna wait for it to dry. We're gonna have some dinner. I'm gonna knit on my new Pierre shawl.
Oh my God, look on those. Daddy bought us. Oh my God, look at them.
Oh, it's cute.
Aren't they adorable? Oh my God, they're real lightweight. I love them.
So we just got home from Mommy's house, and I'm gonna sit down and fold some laundry and have some of my new tea. This is Wonder Mint black tea from that Plum Deluxe that I've been subscribed to. Supposedly it has raspberries, peppermint, raspberry leaf, safflower, and raspberry essence in a black tea. So we're gonna try that, and then I'm gonna fold some laundry. So I don't usually drink fruity teas, but I've been trying new ones lately. I have a couple of others. Candlelight white tea. This one I think I'm gonna have tomorrow. Easy like Sunday morning. Sounds really good. And there's a mindful morning black tea. That sounds delicious too. It's got like orange and vanilla. And then I still have more of this fog cutter black tea. This was really good too. It's like a dark black tea. Okay, let's see how it goes. I wonder if this lid fits on here. Oh, it does. So I haven't washed my little Plum Deluxe mug. I'm going to use this one, I think, instead. But it works. I love this little mug. It's got beautiful little flowers on it. So I just transferred it into this new Lori Holt mug. Be in my bonnet. Adorable. But it gets super hot, so you have to like not touch the mug itself. I kind of like this. You want to try it? This is that, well, you can't grab it by that. This is that mint tea.
Oh, it smells fantastic. Raspberry?
Yeah, raspberry and mint. I never thought I would have liked it.
Wow, it's refreshing.
But I really like it. I didn't put that much sugar and it's good.
Oh, it's really good.
It's good, guys. And I'm not just saying that like I would tell you if I hate it. And I really like it. Well, one of them anyway. I don't know if my mom would like it. Samantha might. One woolen woman. Alright, now you want to see my mountain of laundry? It's an actual mountain of laundry. Yep. We've been gone for a while, or at least I have. That's your bed, Doug. It's just in a different spot. Lay down. Dog has a skin infection. He had to get shaved. Look, it's really bad. Let us see your back. Come here. See it? I put Balmex on it because it needs to be dry, like to get it to go away. At least that's what we used to do as a vet tech. And he started to flare up again in this spot. I had cleared this up, but now it's like coming back. I think it's a bacterial infection, staph infection, so he needs an antibiotic. He's not trying to itch it, actually. He doesn't really go for it, but it looks really painful, like blisters. So I've been bathing him in medicated shampoo and kind of keeping it at bay, but he has to go to the vet to get an antibiotic.